one thing in my life that's missing. It's the time that I spend alone, sailing on the cool and bright clear water. Lots of those friendly people, and they're showing.
Okay, one item of the boat that, this is a brand new boat, but it probably happens on every single boat, is you get that stress crack right there at the compression pull. So that's just one item that you should look for. Okay, one of the items that changed with the boat, and it's a design feature, is how the door swings in. If you look, see how the door swings into the head itself, but for me to come in to use the head, I then have to come in, step in the shower, close the door, and use the head. Now if I'm using the head and I want to come out, it would be nice to have the door just push forward, but instead what I have to do is the door would hit me, so the best thing to do is I have to hop back in the shower, open the door. One other item in here, I know there's a couple of people that are actually looking at this boat, so you have to actually put another fastener here. Either put a metal piece on here so you don't get scratching and you won't get you won't shatter the glass. The shower itself is great, no problems there. Access to all the plumbing and everything is fine. Under the seat here, obviously you're going to get all your plumbing. So everything else in here is great. I love the individual shower. The head itself, good size, nice to use, sink. Everything is great in here. You had the electric heads, and I would not, just a personal preference, I would always get an electric head or a vacuum flush head. I have a manual one in my stateroom, and you always get like the seawater smell, but you do get a mirror, so everything in here is great. The wood is nice, and lighting was great, no problem with lighting. So the head is... Okay, this boat has air conditioning, which I would 100% get while you're at least at the dock. If you added a generator, which I would, you'd be able to have it at the at Anchorage. But and one other thing they do need is a couple of fans in here, just when you're not using the air conditioning. At least you're going to get some air movement in here. So I would add probably a couple of fans anyway. Okay, this was my head, and no problems with it at all. Obviously, would I like a separate shower? Sure, but you can only fit so much in a boat. As I said, this is just a personal preference that I know a lot of people use the theory that have one electric head and one manual pump head. I would go with the two electric heads or a vacuum flush system versus the pump head. Easy access to all the mechanicals, once again, behind those two doors and under the sink, and actually the holding tank is right there behind the head. So no problems in here. You have a good mirror, everything, as I said, worked out well. Okay, excuse me for the mess, but we're starting to pack a little bit. But the forward stateroom, no problem at all. Just a V-berth type sleeping quarter, and worked out well. Never had a problem sleeping at all. In here you do get a fan, which was nice to have. Maybe I would add a second fan or a better quality fan, which I can say for every boat. So it's not just the Jeanneau. Every boat I've been on, they just don't make great fans or powerful fans. But nope, everything is good. We got plenty of storage in here. Under the mattress is plenty of storage, which I have my duffel bag and everything, and nice bookshelf going along. You've got storage underneath, and you've got a great hanging locker with some shelves. So again, everything in here, no problem at all. The lighting was good, ventilation was good. It's a very, very nice stateroom. And obviously, when I'm in here, you also have access to your head. So,
are you serious?
Okay, these are the two aft cabins, and well, this is one of the two. And Mike stayed in this one, and he said everything was good, no problems. He would probably add a second fan, but the one fan was fine. Plenty of storage. Got storage under the bed. Plenty of hanging and shelf storage. in there. And you know, the only problem you have in here is the height of the bed, but or the ceiling. But what are you gonna do? They've put a lot of boat into a 40-footer, so easy access into the engine, and that's it. But in here, nope, great airflow, great sunlight, and large bed. And right there you get a port light, and then up above, which is a nice feature, you actually have some more light and some more airflow. So this is a nice room. No problems at all with it, and I like the two aft staterooms. A lot of people, if you just get the one, what you'll end up doing is that wall there will be pushed back a little bit, and you get a little bit bigger berth. And but other than that, you don't get it. So you will pick up a storage room where the other stateroom is, but which a lot of people call the garage. But it's just personal preference and how you're going to use the boat. These are the handhelds that should actually probably be extended over to right here, just to give you extra stability. You have a chart or a magazine rack there, and the kitchen was very, very functional. The oven was fine. It's a 2-burner propane stove. Plenty of storage again for all your provisions. Take one look. The U-shaped salon with 2 seats over there and a chart table worked out really, really well. And again, in here, the only thing that we would add would be a couple of fans. But deep refrigerator, which was nice. You got two sinks and high faucet for filling pots of water, and everything looked good. And going up, you're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Good placement of handhelds. But once again, we would add the handhelds up here too, just to make it a little more stability getting down and going up. Okay, here is the helm stations, dual helm stations, which is awesome. And you actually have the beautiful Bimini top. Gave us plenty of sun protection. As I said, I love the 2 helm stations. With your walk through here, it gives you plenty of space, openness, and then you have the transom that folds down, which was great to have along the when we were at Anchorage or on the mooring or wherever, just to get back up on the boat. So that was nice. All the lines come back into the cockpit, easy sailing, easy to handle the lines. One person can easily do it. Now you have to remember, I'm a power boater, so some of the instruments, there might be a reason why they do it, and I would change it, but they might be right. They've been doing this for many, many years, but here is what I would change here in the cockpit. The instrument that tells you the strength of the wind and the direction of the wind, and whether it's true or apparent, is on the port side helm. It would be nice if they actually had it also on the starboard side helm. It's just when you're over at the main helm, which has the, you know, your gear and throttle and everything, it would be nice to have that over there too. But the main thing is you have your diesel fill there. You have your 2 30 amp power cords coming out. So everything leads back to storage, which is nice. And this also happens on the starboard side too. One thing that I found very difficult is that if you're actually sitting down, the throttle is in an okay position. It's still too low, but it's okay. But if you stand up, you cannot reach the throttle. So in my opinion, I would like to see the throttle at a much higher level or a different place to give you better control while docking, undocking, going under power. So again, you have the storage where all your lines are led aft and into a neat little storage area. You got your stereo speaker. Stereo was excellent up here, no problems there. And if you take a look at the cockpit, cockpit had plenty of seating. As I said, it was wide open, had a great large cockpit that enabled us to be very, very comfortable all the time, whether on a starboard tack, port tack, and all of that. So cushions were fine. Your swivel head on your Simrad. I'm not crazy about the lever. That gives it the 360 degree turn. I would probably like something different. It was just a little odd, and sometimes when you think it's secure, it's not secure, but by having that one 8-inch monitor that goes to both helms was obviously you need it, and you know, I just wasn't happy with the swivel on it, but other than that, it was fine. The Simrad worked great, easy to use, and so forth. The Dodger itself, great Dodger, no problems there. As I said, the canvas is pretty good here, and I probably wouldn't change too much. I'd change maybe a couple of things, but overall, very, very comfortable. Your side decks, all pretty wide. Obviously, if you're on a 20 or 25 degree heel, it's a little difficult to move forward, but other than that, you know, pretty well wide and easy to move to the bow, to the stern, to the stern, to the bow, and so forth. This boat did not have a bow thruster, and personally, I would get one. Just to have if that bow gets caught in a heavy wind like we had coming out of St. Thomas, where we actually had to move forward down in the marina and back out. But if we had had a bow thruster, we probably could have just driven right out. But other than that, as I said, everything was very, very easy. The lines, everything worked well, rigging, and I wouldn't change anything really too much up here either. I mean, you get your handhelds going down. Most people don't stoop that low, but so there's nothing really you can put that would be better. But nope, very, very nice deck, easy to lounge up there, and so forth. Okay, and the last part of the tour is the engine, and looks like easy access to everything, and to check the oil, the dipstick, and everything. And there is access in both rear staterooms to get the back of it, but nope, very well laid out. Very looks like it'd be easy to do general maintenance and preventive maintenance on. And show you where it's located, under the steps. So overall, we had a great boat, and I would highly recommend it.
There's one thing in my life that's missing. It's the time that I spend alone, sailing on the cool and bright, clear